kati obaka na akakazi kaagala ki? So mbadde nkyabagamba nti abasajja bafubye nnyo okutusibako. So mwe bannansi mulina okuggula amaaso ne mulaba. Mulina okuggula amaaso ne mukola ki? Ne mulaba. Abantu abasinga waneeno bali ku byabwe. Bino ebibiina byolaba ebimeruka babala kasente, waliwo akasente akajja akabaweebwa. Kitegedde? Kati buli omu mubazi, kati esaawa eno yakusuubula. Abafere, abaki. Kyobola nti Munyagwa yabadde mukambuwavu nnyo. Honorable gundi ono oweruwere yabadde atandise okwagala okwabya empombo. Bwe yabadde ku TVM, jukira bagenze okola gundi program eyo nga Munyagwa enkeera agenda kulonkinga akabiina ke. Kati kasita yawulidde ngo omusajja agamba nti waliwo obubiina buno obutonotono buba sponsoringa, Munyagwa yatabuse. Kubanga babadde bagenda kuyuwa amazzi mu luwombo lwe. Naye kino tekina kubeewuunyisa. Kubanga it is on record buli tubadde tugenda nga tunaatera okutuuka mu kalulu akabonna, era kibadde kyekimu nga balina okujjayo ezimu ku mperekeze eziconfusing abantu, okwagala okumakinga sure nti babalagambo nabo bali mu nkyukakyuka. Ne weebuza ekibuuzo, lwaki kati gwe nkubuulira buli political party yonna which is emerging right now, njagala obuuza ekibuuzo eki, why now? Then yoddeyo mu byafaayo by'akalulu konna ke tubadde tugendamu. Akalulu akawedde baatuleetera Diikuula, bamuyita Katumba we. Kali akaddako kati waliwo omukyalo oyo atera okujja oyo ava mu Busoga, oba kati enaku zino ndowooza yafuna obutuuze. Omanyi n'ekirala, abamu babaleeta ne bagamba nti mujje mubeerewo. Naye ate bannansi mulina okubuuka. Waliwo abantu abamu nga kati mulina okuba abagezi, ate n'abavubuka mulina okuba bakambwe ennyo. Ekyokubiri eri bannayuganda kino njagala kibasaba naddala mu abavubuka. Abasajja b'enaaleemu, abasajja gaba gavumenti eno bakimanyi bulungi nti temukyabaagala. Kati balina ekintu ennaku zino kye batambuza nga bagenda okukola kampeyini zaabwe, bakiyita kuleeta bayimbi. Mwe abayimbi ba Uganda mulekeraawo okwefuula nga abatalaba. Ekizibu kya Uganda si bannayuganda mwe mujje mu bayimbire. Ku bizibu ebiruma bannayuganda nalabye Gravity oba yabadde sayidi zaawe eyo. Neneebuuza, olwaleero mwe mulowooza nti bannayuganda baagala musiki? Ate lwakuba abantu temunaakobera kyagiri bulungi. Kyekiseera mutandika okugoba abayimbi bano mbagaye bagundi, tetujja wano kuwuliriza mwe bayimbi. Twagala kujja wano kuwuliriza maloboozi gammwe. Mwogera ki ku bwavu obuli mu kitundu kino? This issue of thinking that music, Ugandans, you need to wake up. People in different locations and in constituencies, you need to start putting pressure on these useless musicians whom they bring there to confuse you, so that these people in government come and put some fake programs in your heads. I'm telling you, these musicians that you see who come to perform there, they are paid money to make sure that they gather you there so that the government can feed stupidity and nothing in your heads, because they know they cannot mobilize people without musicians coming. So it is high time you, the citizens of Uganda, also start cautioning these musicians. A musician who does not represent your views and yet is also a Ugandan, then that person is not even worth it to be listened to. You know? So Ugandans, you need to wake up. You are the real opposition. You are the real people who are always opposed, who are always depressed, who are always facing issues. If you don't speak out, if you don't come out and take a stand, it is going to be too late. Right now, it is not a time to be blaming people. You find a young man blaming Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. When are you going to remove Museveni? Who told you that Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is the only Ugandan here? And who told you there is somebody out there who is supposed to take your bullet in your place? This issue of wanting things to be done so that you can come and enjoy, that one should stop. No one is here to take your bullet. No one is here to take your canes. No one is here to be imprisoned for you to come and enjoy your free wisdom, free freedom. No. You need to get involved. This issue of blaming people who are trying to do something, and yet you are just sitting in your small room with your phone and the data of 200, 500. Then you're asking people, why is Museveni not going? What are your plans? You find these useless, we have some useless people in the diaspora there. They left this country because of the issues, the problems that were affecting them. So when they went there and got citizenship abroad there, so they think they made it in life. And their work is only to come here and blame people. Then you ask them, why don't you do it? Why don't you come and do it? Whom do you think is going to take your bullet? So you are good at pushing, you at making, just having, blaming people. Why don't you come and take it? If you know I've failed, come and add on. This is a two-way traffic. It's not a one-way traffic. No one is going to take your bullet, my dear. We are here because we have issues. We are here because our country is facing a lot of challenges. You guys, you've never gotten a chance to enter some of these facilities of the government. The day you will face the injustices here, there will be no one to fight for you. There is a saying that says, when they came for the Jews, I was not bothered because I was not a Jew. When they came for the elites, I was not bothered because I was not among them. But when they came for me, there was no one to fight for me. There was no one. We can sit here, we can make noise, we can joke around, but let me tell you, this country is going to the dogs. You cannot wake up one morning, everyone is just crying. People are dying with heavy taxes. Right now, pass in the town and see, most of the shops are closed. The taxes are like taxes. Every sector is crying. These people, they learned one thing, only to milk people. They don't care whether you're making business or you're not making business. They don't care. Go to the URA and see people's property, people's businesses dying there. Just go there and see. Go to the government hospitals. Just try and go and visit. When you see Mulago outside, you can think this is heaven. But enter inside there. Everything starting from cotton, you have to buy it. When you see Mulago Hospital outside with that renovation, you can say, wow. But just enter there. And you see how Ugandans are suffering. People are sleeping on floor. To give you a bed, if you have a sick person, to access the ICU room. Go to the Cancer Institute. Right now, they were telling us here, when the government takes over the coffee, things will be okay. There is one useless boy here. Let me first block this boy. Just you people get time. Get time and move around. Leave alone this life you saw of Kampala, people partying from Monday to Monday. Try to do some research. Right now it has rained. You don't even know how our people down there in the ghettos are sleeping. The country has no proper sewage system. The country has no proper health facility. The country has no proper even construction. The city is confused. The country is confused. You cannot tell me the government has taken over the coffee and you're telling people are going to get rich. From nowhere, the price of the coffee is down. People are making losses. And yet before you took over this, people were earning some little money. You're telling people, I hear you are chasing them from the activity of fishing, telling them they are using bad methods to fish. So you take over as a government and you say you're going to improve. What have you improved? You are the same people giving these people nets to go and fish. And then you're turning around, you're saying you are improving. In Uganda, the rich people don't pay taxes. All taxes are shifted to the common people, to the suffering people. The tax burden is put on people who have small businesses. Then tell me how you're going to widen the tax base. You go to China with a minister. You bring the same container possessing same commodities. The minister, his container is not charged, even a single tax. Then you, who has brought the same container with the same things, you are charged. You bring a container to URA, they charge you 100% interest rate. Somebody goes to hustle abroad. You know, you people, you don't have even hearts of being Ugandans. Go to the airport and see. I saw when the Museveni ordered for to terminate some of the workers who were working at Entebbe Road. At the airport. But you people, you don't know what was the reason behind. A few days ago, I think there was one big person who entered the country, I think. And then maybe the machines went off or the lift did something. So that's when they decided to act. But every day, Ugandans have been complaining about the airport. The kind of extortion which is there. The kind of services which are there. But just because maybe somebody big or somebody who would shame your country, so you acted just for the sake of acting. Yeah? Why is it that in Uganda, to have access to something, one person in government maybe has to die so that people start talking about the health sector? Before, the son of this rich guy died, this guy who died from the road accident, that place was bad. People were talking about it until one of their own. Why do you think that in Uganda it has to be only people with influence? When they talk about something, is when you're going to do it. Now, how about those places which don't have people who can speak for them? That means they will suffer. You only talked about the issue of putting life measures on the sea, when this issue of emperor, they bought emperor, and because it had some influential people somewhere from the kingdom, and others were members of parliament, whereby Nsereko was also one of them. So that's when you came out to talk about that. Then what happens to somebody who is not known? What happens? If we are going to make this country look great, we need to make laws. We need to speak for everyone. One is saying, me, I thought you have to discuss first what is in your constituency. Now look at the kind of reasoning. Who told you that there is something special about my constituency? And let me tell you, let me try to teach you, younger boy. I don't know whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl. Let me tell you, in Uganda, most of the constituencies or most of the problems, they are similar. Because there is no constituency in Uganda which has good roads. There is no constituency in Uganda which has good hospitals. There is no constituency in Uganda which has employment to young people. So I don't know whether you do research, whether you're confused. I don't know. Did you go to school? There is nothing. What the problems that Uganda are facing, they are almost similar to what Basogas are facing. Now you're trying to teach me about my constituency. Younger girl, go and sleep. If not, get married. Leave issues of generals to generals and concentrate on these petty. And who told you that when you're going to contest as a member of parliament, you don't need to talk about the issues affecting the entire country. Because it's one system. We are having a problem of somebody who has stayed in power for 40 years. He has sat on everyone's future. And they have a motto which says, there is this, I hear, secure your future. How can we secure our future when most of the people who are working in your government are 80 years and above, and they are having more than one job? Every day, Ugandans are graduating. What is the best that you've put for them? You've developed companies to take them and do slavery. And for you, you thought by doing that, you're going to punish them. But let me tell you, everything that we do, most especially that governments which have lost popularity, it is very hard to win. That's why I always tell people that however much we are oppressed, however much we see that things are not moving, but trust me, where we have come from up to where we are, there is a difference. Let me tell you, before Kyagulanyi Ssentamu coming into the politics of Uganda, we used not even to bother. Young people were not even interested. Me, myself, I could just go, vote, and I go home. When these people came on the street to say, I say, what I would say, Fetwa Baronda, Momutaku Makaruru, Sebisigadete Mutubulida. During those days, immediately we would leave elections. People would say, oh, why, tunadamu, Katulindo Murundi Ogujja. It is until when Kyagulanyi Ssentamu joined the active politics of this country. Do you know that we have been discussing politics from the day Kyagulanyi Ssentamu joined until today? Politics has never changed. Sorry, politics has never returned where it was. During those days, these people could be the monopolies of change. Somebody could stand and say, Zengenda balwanirira. Vote me Zengenda balwanirira. Ebisigadde mu bindekere. But we left for you these things for years. There was nothing that was changing. Not until today. And I even wonder why these other political parties would be blaming Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Why would you blame this guy? This guy has given Ugandans an opportunity, a platform where they can even express themselves. This guy needs to be credited. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu needs to be put actually in the syllabus of this country. He needs to be, these are the people who are supposed to be respected. These are the people who are supposed even to be put in the syllabus of this of our country. Because he has changed the mindset. He has set a pace that somebody can come from nowhere and be somebody. Politics used to be for these so-called elites. And somebody could sit there and just imagine that everyone is a fool. So they have to come and we give them our attention. After talking, they just enter their vehicles and they go. These days we ask them for accountability. During those days you could not stand and address an MP. They were like gods. They were like gods. Somebody comes, parks his car, talks, and then enters and goes. You cannot even ask questions. This guy came and gave Ugandans confidence. This government used to think that people who are abroad are useless. They could not even care even to budget for them, even to put them in their earnings, because they saw everyone who left Uganda as a failure. So when Kyagulanyi Ssentamu joined the active politics and then sensitized and opened people's eyes, then Ugandans abroad started reacting, started feeling for their country. Now today, the so-called government, which used not to care about Ugandans abroad, right now they are spending billions and billions of money going to those people, trying to bribe them. And then someone will say, I will sit there and say, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has spoiled this country. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has brought divide and rule. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is the one who has come and tried to undermine the kingdom of Buganda. Guys, let us be sincere. Was Kyagulanyi Ssentamu here when the kingdom of Rwenzururu was attacked? Was Kyagulanyi Ssentamu here when the government refused the Kabaka of Buganda to go to Bugerere? Was Kyagulanyi Ssentamu here when the people of northern Uganda were being killed? Was Kyagulanyi Ssentamu here when the Buganda riots started? Was he among the people who commanded the Buganda riots? Can you blame Kyagulanyi Ssentamu for killing people in northern Uganda? Kyagulanyi Ssentamu joined active politics in 2017. Then you find somebody saying Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has made young people lose their lives. I want to ask you, during those days of those political figures, the Besiges, the others, so people were not dying. And by the way, why do you blame the person who is not having the machine to kill? And then you're refusing to blame the person who is killing these people. Why? Why would you do that? Kyagulanyi Ssentamu holds no guns here. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu holds no prisons here. It's you, the people, who hold these things. Then you cannot sit somewhere and stay saying, Kyagulanyi is the one who has made this. No. Then you find young boys saying, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu works for Museveni. Okay, thank you very much. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu works for Museveni. Why don't you come and work for Ugandans? We are over 49 million Ugandans here. You cannot start blaming somebody for your failures. Some of you have been poor from day one. Actually, you have started being recognized because you're talking about this gentleman called Kyagulanyi. You find somebody 80 years, 90 years is blaming Bobby Wine. How can you blame somebody you are 80 years? You are blaming a man of 40 years. You are 80 years. You are 60 years. You are 50 years. And then you're blaming this guy who joined the politics in 2017. Why? You ran away from Uganda. And then you're blaming somebody who is here trying to figure out how we can survive, how we can change the system. You find somebody abroad is also saying Museveni woye. Then from there, that person maybe gets a problem and then he says government tuyambi. Government tetuyambi. Then you say that the government is good. Why would you come to the public? It's like, let me tell you something. I always see these so-called people, these supporters of NRM, saying Museveni paka lasti, which is okay. But then later when they get problems, then they run to us. And then you're like, guys, wait a minute. So these people don't know where they can get their support? So they have to come to us. Why do you come to us when you have problems? Why? You told us the system is good. And then you come into us to get solutions. Why would you do that? Stick to your government. Ask everything from government. And to you, the young people, all Ugandans, these people, when they cannot stand with you during the times when you need them, stop standing with them when they need you. This thing should be a two-way traffic. Use me, I use you. There is no sympathy card here. Use me, I use you. Why do they think they are more important when they have a problem? And when we have issues, they are not important. Look at the so-called musicians. Whenever they are organizing concerts, that's when you'll find them in the cities, in the suburbs, in the ghettos, trying to greet people, trying to take selfies, because they have a concert. That's when you'll see them in Ibikubo, you'll see them in our shops there, and then after getting that money, you'll not see them. So you people, you need to show these people that if you cannot stand with us during the times of hardship, then please, we shall not stand with you during the times when you need us. And the day you will decide as citizens to have that heart, to have that mentality, these people, they will come back to their normal senses. It's just kuchete kamu. Kuchete kamu. But the moment you are soft-hearted, they use you whenever they want. You are just like toilet paper. Ugandans, you need to take a stand. This country belongs to you, belongs to me. Today, when we have a bad road, it will not only affect me, it will also affect you. In this country, no one is safe. However much for you, you might have security. You cannot assure yourself that all your family members will be guarded. Just because for you have SFC which is guarding you, it doesn't give you guarantee that all your families are guarded. For you Ugandans who don't care about what is going on, I'm telling you, the good thing you are Ugandan. There is no winner in a sinking boat. There is no winner in a country like this. You will be affected. You might not be affected politically, but they will find you in the hospitals. They will find you on your roads. They will find you on your businesses. They will find you in your families. But they will come. You will also face it. You might not face it today. You might not face it today. But I want to assure you, there is no winner in a sinking boat. No winner. There are people who used to laugh at us. These so-called businessmen and women in Chikubo here. They used to tell people, we are not in politics. When the government added the taxes on them, they are the same people who cried, we voted the leaders here, they are not helping us. But when they were trying to fight, you said they should not even come in the city to disorganize your businesses. Now you've been affected, now you're coming and calling them. Why don't you learn? It's like today being in this country, you see you see for example, you are in Uganda. I'll give an example. You are in Uganda. They are oppressing the taxi drivers, and then the border guys are clapping. The bus people are clapping. You are wrong. Let me tell you the trick. It goes back on the story I usually tell my comrades here. It goes back to the story of the four friends: the rat, the chicken, the sheep, and the cow. Unless we have that heart of feeling sorry for someone, we are all going to be affected, and time will come when there will be no one to fight for you. You see us here, then you start saying, you are just shouting. My dear, I'm lucky that at least I know. And I'm shouting because there are still people who are still listening to me. But time is going to come when you will shout and no one will be listening to you. And we should avoid that. Just look at the situation in this country. It was until the justice, I don't know whether she's the justice, is among the judges. It was until the judge also got a victim who was the husband to Mulago. That is when she came out to talk about the poor health sector in the government hospitals. Why would you wait for that? Why would you wait for that? Because when we talk about it, people will say we have propaganda. We should avoid that issue of waiting for something to reach on you and then you just come out and then you start talking. We should always raise one voice. And let me tell you, there are things in this country which we are supposed to unite. Because trust me, between you and me, we know very well that every human being can get sick. Whether you are NRM, whether you are opposition, whether you don't support any political party, but you can get sick. If not, one of your family members or colleagues or friend can get sick. So if we don't fight together to clean the health system, we are all going to be affected. We know very well that security doesn't have any political side. When we have a bad system which does not care about security, it only cares about the security of one person. Because in Uganda, you only get security when you are from the first family. If not, when maybe you are connected. That means what happens to the rest of us? Today people are being killed during the day. Security is not there. But when they hear that Kyagulanyi Centre is in such a market, within 2 minutes or 1 minute, they have already reached. Every type of security is there. SFC, anti-terrorism. But when Ugandans need real security, they are not there. Today, if you wanted to get an ambulance, it will be a tug of war. We are in a country whereby the head of state makes people stand for almost hours to pass. The sick have to stand. If it is raining, just imagine it is raining and you're on a border. They make you stand there for almost 1 hour. Just imagine you have an appointment or you have somebody who is sick. We saw recently of a video. An ambulance. Somebody was removed from an ambulance and put on a border. For survival. So if you sit down there and then you say, what if that person is your relative and you don't know? Ugandans, let me tell you, in a sinking boat, there is no winner. You might see us as people who are making noise. It's okay. It's okay. You can abuse us. You can say we are just shouting. It is fine. But I want to tell you, you are Ugandans. You will dance to the tunes of these people. That one I can assure you. It's just a matter of time. The business community is crying. The education system is crying. The health system is crying. The level of unemployment. How can we be in a country whereby people are living below $1? Below $1. Below $1. We have a country, we have a government that invests 100 millions and then uses 3 billions to supervise that project. What is the logic there? And you've gone on PDM. People were given 1 million, but you're using 3 billions to supervise a project of 100 million. And to make matters worse, these 100 millions, you are supposed to pay them back. But remember, there is also 100 millions you gave to MPs. You bribed them, which were given to them to pass the law of the UPDF Act. And those things don't annoy you. Those things cannot annoy you. I always see my brothers in northern Uganda here. Young people. We used to fear northern region for one thing. Those people could not take nonsense. But you find young boys with the poverty which is up there. People are still eating termites. People are sleeping on empty stomach. And then somebody is telling you, vote this government very well. Young people, let me tell you, there is no better tomorrow than the tomorrow you have now. You are getting old. Most of these people that are using you, they are going. They have eaten everything. They don't care. You cannot tell me that you're planning for us and yet you have been in power for 40 years. Then you want more 5 years to do what? You think you can change everything that has failed you for 40 years in 5 years? Now let me tell you a secret. Even if you gave this government of NRM 30 years from now, they will not change anything. Can I repeat? Even if you added NRM more 30 years right now, they cannot add on anything. Do you know why? 1, they have overstayed. 2, they are used. Do you know that in this government there are people who even don't know that people sleep hungry? Do you know that these people in government, they are so comfortable to the extent that they don't even know that in Uganda we have bad roads? Do you know why? They are driving 4-wheel drive. Even if it goes in the hole, they will just shake a little bit like this. Do you know that in this country we have people who are rich to the extent that every day their children are going abroad to study and they come back here on taxpayers' money? There are people here who come to speak about UPE, yet their children or relatives are not in UPE. How can you tell me that something is good, yet your people, your family, your relatives are not using it? Let your families also use that commodity so that we know how good it is. I want to give you an example. Do you know there is a country called Tanzania? It's a very, very funny country and very unique. I want to ask you a very simple question, like Ugandans abroad there. How many Tanzanians do you see abroad there? Like this one is a Tanzanian, is struggling, things like that. I'm not saying Tanzania is well off. Tanzania has people who are poor, real poor. But do you know why they love that party called the Chama cha Mapinduzi? Tanzania has some services which even the rich people and the poor people can do what? Can afford. That's why even their president was not taken abroad to get treatment. The president died in Tanzania. Now, for you might not know what that means. One, it gives confidence to the ordinary people in Tanzania that they can trust their health sector. Because if a common person sees a president using the same hospital, then they will have no doubt of such a health system. Right now, in our country called Uganda, as these people are telling us that Mulago is very good, you cannot even see their people going there for even a Panadol. Somebody wakes up one morning and tells you Uganda Airlines is the best in East Africa, in Uganda. But you will not find them using the Uganda Airlines to support it. Show us that this plane is good by ordering all government officials to be using that airline. One day let this Museveni of ours order that, you will see. They will even start quarreling. But when they are on TV, they are on radios, they will tell you, we have the best plane. But it is only you, and you, the common fools, the poor ones, who are going to come here and advertise for them. For them, they don't use it. But it is you, Antimbu, you have that patriotic simanyithi blood. Let me tell you, they should be the number one patriots. Let them tell us Mulago is very good, it is well facilitated. We want to see them there, being treated from there. Yeah, let them go there. We hear that the Prime Minister is in this ward. They cannot be there. So if the government does not trust its own system, then where do you get the guts as a common person to trust them? A very simple question. Somebody is telling you UPE is good. There is no even the grandson or daughter who is studying in the UPE school. The problem we are having in this country, people are given jobs not on merit, but because I'm a father to this one, I'm an uncle, I'm a muko, I'm a gundi, I'm a gundi. You know, we're doing some argument there about the coffee stuff. And then one guy was like, but sincerely speaking, if this is not undermining people's regions, why would, for sure, let us be sincere. If really we wanted to be sensible enough, what was the intention? Give us, we want to know what was the intention of Uganda government putting the factory of coffee in Ntungam. Just help me out and teach me. What was the intention of Ugandan government putting coffee industry, the biggest, in Ntungam? What was the logic behind? Should we assume that Ntungam grows more coffee than Uganda? Should we assume that Ntungam grows more coffee than Bugisu? I'm just imagining. But when we go into search, somebody will say you're trying to promote tribalism. Not tribalism, but it is realistically. Do you think Ntungam would be the best place to put that industry? No. If we want to develop our people, I think we should consider the resources which are there, and then we establish what is supposed to be given to them. Because the truth of the matter is, if this government was not biased I think the industry of coffee would be in Uganda, if not Bugisu, because they are the biggest growers of this. Then for Ntungam and others, they would put for them a biggest industry for milk and then what, things like that. Look at our brothers and sisters from Hoima. I always laugh at these brothers of mine because one, Hoima is the one which is supporting NRM 100%. And which is not a crime. But when you look at the resources they are having, and that is the oil, I hear, over oil, over fuel, something, I don't know. Then look at the beneficiaries. Look at the beneficiaries. How many people from Hoima, the citizens born from there, how many people have benefited from that? The young boys in that Hoima city. Which kind of jobs are you being given in your resource? I'll take you back to when they were constructing the bridge. That is Busoga region. You know, I was watching the proceedings. And you know, sometimes in this country, you need to speak out for somebody to hear you out. When they were constructing that bridge, they had not even used any person from Busoga. If they were there, there were few. But why would you refuse to give an opportunity to the people of the land, such an opportunity? Eh? Because it's the only way they can also benefit. It's in their region. But you know, let me tell you, our country is very funny, and more so the government is very funny. I told you about the scenario which is at the express highway. The most expensive road in the world is that road that you see there. The most expensive road in the world is in this country called Uganda. But you know what? You just have to look at this so-called expensive road, and then you'll wonder. And you say, really? Uganda is a land of amazings. The most expensive road in the world is the Entebbe Express Highway. But you know that even sometimes that road, there are no electricity. Electricity is off. Sometimes, now let me tell you, one funny thing is that when the president is passing on that road, remember you paid to rush, they will stop you. So just imagine, you're having a flight at 2, and then the president of this country is leaving in Entebbe. There is maybe a road that connects somewhere for you to come. I'm telling you, they will tell you to stand, and yet you paid to reach early. I am way. You don't know this country. So it's just amazing. Then to make the funny part of it, even the contract. By the way, there is something you need to do research about. How do they recruit these people who are working on those machines at the express there? You think everyone can work there? You think you, Namukasa, you from Ubutiru, you can have a job there? Yeah? So sometimes we need to fight. We need to. Then there is one thing which is funny. Do you know the company they gave to do the maintenance of that road? When they were reading the books in the parliament, I think it was under, I don't know, the committee that does the monitoring of government, those stuff. They found out that the company that was given the contract to clean that road is not a Ugandan company. It's a company in South Africa. These are not my words. This is according to the committee that went to do what they call inspection and monitoring. So in Uganda, that means in Uganda, there is no Ugandan who has machines that can clean that road and be given that opportunity so that that person can employ Ugandans. These are not my words. These are things that the committee found out. That the company which was given a contract to maintain that road, it's from South Africa. So South Africa, the money, that means the money is moving out of the country. It's going in South Africa. But it is not remaining in the country because you have to pay. That is repatriation. The money is getting out. But I want to ask a very simple question. So in this country called Uganda, there is no Ugandan who has the machines or who can purchase the machines which can help to clean that road or to maintain that road so that that Ugandan or that company can employ Ugandans. They also get survival. And then you will find somebody, because of the ignorance, he will start abusing you and say, Temutu woganida, fetwamala twamala. No, it is always good to be stupid. But you should avoid being stupid forever. Because nature amagezo jachisirwaliramu. There are things which you have to look at and you say, but you guys, right now you cannot tell me that Busoga, where the electricity generates from, these people have no electricity. Then what do they benefit from their resource called that beautiful place which generates this electricity? That's why when I look at Busoga, some of them making noise that they support this government. I wonder. I wonder. Then I ask myself, guys, however much we are poor, can't we resist and say Banangi? This is not okay. Because every region you have to benefit from your resource. Let me tell you, there are things here you don't know. Me, I told you, if we had good managers of this country, no Ugandan would be moving out to look for greener pasture. This one I want to assure you. Let me just give you one sector, which I know very well, that can employ every Ugandan and improve every service of this country. It's called the tourism sector. Tourism sector, only one sector like this can make this country rich. One sector, tourism sector. I'll give you an example. I'm going to single out one district, Kasese. If we had a government that knows what tourism means and knows what marketing is, there will be no one in Kasese who is poor. The tourist sites which are in Kasese alone can make people of Kasese rich to the extent that they will never even demand anything from this government. If we had a government which loves Ugandans and citizens, there are regions which would be like America, even more than America. Because the nature which is in those areas is amazing. The nature. Because we have a lot of people who are flying away from their countries because of the bad environment. People are flying over, coming to Africa. You wonder right now, the leading country which is doing well in tourism, it's Rwanda. But the truth is, what does Rwanda have compared to this country called Uganda? In Uganda here, there is no national park. I want somebody to challenge me. There is no national park in this country that has a good road that connects to that park. But yet the government is getting billions and billions of money from these parks. The people around there, they are poor. But they have resources there. I always talk about a constituency called the Karenga. Karenga district is neighboring, I think, Kidepo. Is among the biggest tourism revenue collector. But have you ever tried to see the kind of life which is there in Karenga district? The highest level of education is P4. I don't think whether those people even have a healthy center. Not even one, not even two. And to make matters worse, the MP who is leading that constituency called the Karenga constituency is an NRM. Karenga district is a true summary of Uganda. They have never seen any road called the chorus in their entire life until today in the 21st century. It is a district whereby when you go with a car and you try to horn like this, people will run and enter the bush. It's part of Uganda. It's called the Karenga district. If you get time, go and do research, and then you'll come here and tell me whether I'm lying. But Karenga district is a district which is neighboring one of the biggest and a tax collector park, which is Kidepo. Leave alone the life you see around the city here. When this country is bad. This country is performing bad. I was in Sekamoli there few years ago. Not even so much. Few years ago, Sekamoli in Luwero there. It's just near Kampala. But the taxes which were coming to Kampala were full. When they leave you and you have a sick person, that person will have to die. There will be no any transport cost, any transport means to come to Kampala. Sekamoli there. When you go on a mobile money, the highest amount you can withdraw, those enkumiyezi. 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 Era bw'ojjango oyagala emitwalo 5 bayinza n'okubuuza ku kyalo nti gwe oyagala kutumalirako ssente. Ate nkakasa nti tewali nnyo kyamaanyi kikyuse yeye Sekamoli. But Sekamoli is just near here. Now just imagine, I was in Bale constituency. Ng'emmotoka ezijja e Kampala nazo obalambale. Walingawo cost oba zaali 2. Nga bwe zikuleka todda oba ogenda kusulayo. Naye ng'ebyo ebitundu biri kumpi mu Kampala. Now just imagine, abali ebbali w'ekibuga bafuna batya services. We went to Buvuma Island. I looked at the kind of poverty. Gwokimanyi nti abantu beeyo bayinza n'okusalawo ne bakola government eyaabwe. Because abali eri ebbali w'ejjanja tebasobola kuwuliziganya n'abali eno. Kitegeeza nti bw'obeera eri oli mu nsi yo, ate bw'obeera eno obeera mu nsi yo. Now, eno government bw'ebanga eyina ebintu bingi nnyo byesobola okujja ku side eri, kyogamba eno government terabangako nsi zizimba tanozi wansi mu nnyanja, abantu ne bayitawo ne wabeerawo kye bayita business. Kati katugeze okutta ebyennyanja byo, waliwo omuguzi abadde abyagala, eryato libuze, that means bigenda kufa. Naye singa kyogamba bano abasajja bote when they go when bakyalako mu nsi endala, what do they copy there? Nti ekidyeri bwe kikuleka olwongo osuze. Ekidyeri ekyo ekya government bwe kikuleka olwosuze. Kitegeeza oba olina omulwadde nga tekizze oyo afudde. Kyobola nti bw'oba olowooza gw'olwokuba osobola okufuna ekyokulya, njagala oteeberezeemu omuntu kati asula ku bizinga eyo. Abantu beeyo balinga babalaba mu abantu abava side zeno ne balabanga bakatonda. Omuntu n'akutunuulira ng'oli mweru bw'oti n'aga obadde bweru. We have a lot of misinformation. Ate abantu baffe bambi ne information tebatuukako. Not because tetulina ssente. Nze mbagambye wano mu Uganda singa tubeera ne tuyita ba good managers, tusobola okukwata sekta emu bweti bagiyita tourism sector, ne tuzimba amalwaliro nga galina buli kimu, ne tuzimba enguudo ne tuzimba economy nga tetukute na ku resource ndala only tourism sector eyo wandibadde tolabako na bantu kasesembu baavu tolabako na bantu kati gwe mwabali batambuddeko mwali mugenzeeko ekisoro wokimanyi nti kisoro district abali bagenzeeyo okimanyi nti embeera eriyo oyinza okuloza nti olina bulaaya naye kisoro district eyo gyolaba singa tubadde ndi gavumenti etegeera ng'erowooza bulungi eyo kisoro yandibadde erina ne kituyita airstrip nti abantu abaagala okulaba ebitundu bwe biti ebivaamu ne gundi ne fogo oyo ebirina embeera eyo ey'ekizunguzungu abantu bandibadde katugeze batuwarist babasuula ne gundi entebe ne bafuna obunyonyi bumatalisi ne busala busazi ezo zonna ssente ziyingira bagenda okutuuka eringa katuyinayo already hotels ziri eyo abaana b'okukyalo nga emirimu gye bakola mulimu bakiriina mulimu abakola mu nguudo mulimu abakola mu parking mulimu abakola kuweereza kyayi mulimu banaani mulimu bakiriina naye no gavumenti oba yeerowooza oba kitegeera naye n'otuuka ekisolo nga n'omwana talina yadde niigina mu ngatto abantu bandyagadde okulaba ku nsozi ezo tunuulire waffe embaale tulina kye bayita waliwo kalica yaffe eri gye bayita imbalu naye olwaliro otuuka ku kitebe kyaffe eky'embalu nga kitunulanga kiraalo kya mbwa naye ng'eyo gy'olaba economy eyo gundi activity yokka gye bayita imbalu ng'ebadde eteereddwa mu gavumenti katugeze neeterwamu buli kyonna kyonna ekyetaagisa gw'omanyi abantu bameka be tusobola okusombola mu nsi n'ensi okujja okulaba omukolo ogwo omanyi sente ziyingiraawo n'otuula simanyi mu Uganda Airlines nga music gwe bakuba w'abazungu Uganda Airlines obwo obuTV bwammwe obwo mwandibadde nga advertisement ebeera etya anyway nze sizituulangamu naye kambabuulire kambaweyo ekizampa ennungi olwaleero mu kintu kye bayita tourism Uganda Airlines nga muggyeko mbalaba nnyo nga mugamba simanyi tuli ebinyeebwa ebiganda nyo ebinyeebwa kati biri worldwide mwandibadde mukola bwe muti ako ka TV akali mu nnyonyi mwandibadde mujjayo buli kalica eya Uganda wane ennyonyi weesitukira mukyogera na mu Luganda naye buli kalica ne muleeta bambala batya balya batya beeyisa batya eyo part of advertising nti Omuganda ayambala eggomesi ayina olubiri ayina bwekiti something like that ne mugenda mu Busoga abasoga bakola ki ennyanja eno omuntu bw'aba ava e Bulaaya bw'aba atuuse mu Uganda bw'aba agenda ebusoga what do they expect okulaba ebusoga tituyina the source of the Nile omuntu bw'aba atuuse awo ayinza kukwanguyirwa atya nti abagisu beeyisa batya ti circumcision ne mufuna just akantu katono nnyo abavubuka bantu mmwe muli babi nti olwaliro bw'oba ogenze ebusoga ewali tourist sites ennyingi ennyo naye ne services teziriiyo kati kankuwa ekyokulabirako bw'osimbuka ano leero e Kampala ng'ogenda Jinja ogenda mu kitundu bakiyita Busoko Falls bw'oba toyina mutima toyinza gendayo ekisooka emmotoka yo suubira okulemerayo ate bw'ogendayo ng'enkuba tetonnye olugoye lw'oyambadde ogenda okutuukayo nga lukyuse n'ekkala bwe bulwa lwa white ogenda okutuuka nga lukyuse lwa brown teri muzungu teri tourist agenza okulambula ayagala okulaba ebintu byagala okulaba agenda tasobola kujja mu eyo nsi ajja genda e Rwanda whereby e Rwanda bakozesa kye bayita cable cars ekyokubiri abantu b'e Rwanda bamakinga sure nti buli tourist site yonna okugituukako enguudo zaabwe ziri okay. Kati omuntu ajja kwanguyirwa naye ogenze kulambula okomawo ne senyiga. Ogenze kulambula ino komawo ngo ino okwoza engoye. No one is going to come there. Chovola olwaliro gwe weebuuze. Lwaki batuwalisa abasinga betufuna? Tebakyajja wano. Wano mufuna ba fake. Mufuna bana abazungu be babonereza eyo mu nsi zaabwe. Ne baleeta eno. Temusobola kufuna wano omuntu ali tourist ali serious one. You cannot. Because any serious tourist ayagala ebintu bibeere smooth ne wano nogenda mugundi nogenda mugundi mu paaka oba wakatuuka nga ne internet teriyo. Abantu baagala okozesa ku internet okusharinga waka waabwe balina okuvuga bave mu paaka bagende mu tawuni. Oli yazze kulya ku sente ze yazze kulaba ku bintu mu Afrika. Bamugambye nti birungi nene internet tayina mu paaka. Nga lwaki teyegendere Rwanda? Lwaki tagende eyo? Azze n'abaana be bagala kunyiga ku laptop zaabwe amasanyaze tebayina. Balina okusooka badduke bagende baleeta amasanya bafuna amafuta okuva mu sitenseni. Omwana wazze naye tamanyi n'ebyo. Abaana bagala kweberera ku zi laptop. Abikula laptop liye teriiko muliro. Aga mami I want to masanyaze tekuli mutandika. We are sorry. We are putting on a generator. We are sorry. They are like, what's this? What's this? Ekisoka javudde yonna ze enfufu emukubi. Oluguudo lufu addugadde tebajja kudda. You will not see them again. Ajagenda agugolinge bamuleetere Rwanda. They have cable cars. The internet is everything is okay. They pick you at the airport. Tajja kudda. Oluvaawo nga muga nti banna Uganda babi tebaagala nsi yaabwe. Batya. Nga mwebe nyini mwe mugiryamu buli. Olwalero oluguudo oluva ejjinja okuyingira ebusooko lwonna lwa ttaka. Naye ng'eye wantu wavaayo sente nyingi gavumenti eno zeetwala. Sente nyingi. Twalina Bujagali Falls wano ng'abantu bagendayo. Abasajja ne bagiyita ne bagenda funda busimanyi bagenda kukolayo masanyazi. Eyo neevaawo. Sigate mwekyanga-kyangako eno gundi baali bagitutte Makishoni Falls nga baagala gikuba simanyi bateekewo biki. Nga baagala gijjawo. Mabira Forest abantu baatambulanga ne bajja balabe ku Mabira Forest mugitemye mutaddeyo ebikajjo. Mukiki kye mwagala mu nsi muno. And we are twogera mu bwogezi ng'abantu one on one. Ddala ensi eno mujagala. Ensi eno yo mujagala tutuulakawo ne tugamba nti bannange olwayo n'olaba abanyankole bava eyo nga nabo basajja batu ne bakazi batu nabo bakaaba. Naye ng'eyankola abantu bandibadde tebava nayo. Nze nkubuulira singa tubadde ne system ezikola. Buli muntu yandisigadde neewaabwe nga just okuba bukubisimu noga nti bane masaba lero nzijjako Kampala just kukyalamu. Because buli kyeneetaaga kyonna mu mbaale nsobola okifuna. Ate nga capacity tugiyina. Nze mbawadde example mbaali. Tulina kye bayita circumcision ceremony. Yes, ne wangu badde tebeerawo buli mwaka. Naye musobola okukola egundi eyo mu mwaka ne bakolera sente nga mu lunaku lumu oba mu mwezi nga esobola bakolera sente esobola okuraninga Bugisu region omwaka mulamba. Naye n'otuuka mu Uganda Airlines ng'obulango bakubiramu tebukwatagana. Bo kye balina ekyamaanyi mbusimanyi olidde ebinyoobwa olidde biki. What is the level of advertising? Ye ekirala ekyokubiri gavumenti mu advertisement ey'eggwanga lino muteekamu sente mmeka? How much money? Nga wano ne Miss Tourism ye mwe sibabuulirangako. Abo abaana abo abawala mubalaba abo bakola simanyi mbusimba Miss Uganda Miss biki. Bali mwali mutuddeko nabo ne mumanyi obuzibu bwe bafuna. Those younger girls you see, they struggle okufuuka ba Miss. Bagenda mu offices z'abaana abasajja abakungu okubayambako katugeze omwana afunye ka gig oba Dubai we muyise yagende yegatte ku banne batuuka ni mu offices abasajja abo bwasangamu omusajja n'amusaba akaboozi. Bw'atamusanga mu ng'asanze mu mukazi n'amugamba ffe tufunira muwa. Naye ekisinga okwewuunyisa ku gavumenti eno kyenjagalako kwe kubuukira ebiwedde government yeno nungi ng'omaze okubanga olina kyofunye awo bwe baku owninga omwana agenda n'atoba n'aleeta engule ye n'olabe banguwa we are proud of you, we are proud of you, we are proud of you. Naye nga bw'abadde atandika yenoonyereza ka visa oluusi akafunye najja naga nti bane munyongerere konfune ka ticket ne bamugaa teriiwo naye nga ate kitongole kiramba kikola ku ebyo bintu sente ne bazirya bw'amala okupenetrate nga n'awangula n'olyoka obalaba we are proud of our girl, we are proud mwe mwagala biwedde lino eggwanga mwe tuyina abasambi b'omupiira abali ku national team nga bakyapangisa mwana national team timu yeggwanga ng'omwana omuvubuka akyapangisa kati oyo anaasamba atya omupiira muno mu ggwanga mwe muli abantu ng'omwana agenda n'asamba ku fayino n'asamba ku fayino sente ze ne bazirya twatuuka ne ku extent yeswala ne twala abaana bafe okuzannya e Rwanda ne babakwatira mu hoteero nga tebalina ssente oli n'amala n'agamba mbu simanyi ebyemizannyo bikuze gwe mbuulirayo omuntu gw'omanyi ali successful mu Uganda Cranes ng'ogyeko onoonyango n'abalalalala nga baasambira ttiimu y'eggwanga nga bagagga abamu bali eyo ensi yabakubakuba dda basanga ku kyalo baasigaza linnya nasambirako Uganda Cranes nzukuru omukazi eyadduka n'adduka n'arepresenting ensi eno omanyi gyali kati n'omudaali gwe bamuwa akayumba twali tuli awo mbw ate tuwulira mbw ate ennyumba eri mu kkubo abaana b'abantu bakoze wano ne bafanga baavu olwayo osanga gololo omusajja atunze ebikonde bino ebyetaalimu makulu nga naye ali wali eri asabiriza lino eggwanga eriti appreciating a talent omwana ne yeeyiya n'agenda e Dubai n'akuba ebikonde n'akuba Katonda n'amuyamba n'abaako waatuuse n'akomawa ne Uganda n'asiranda busiraanyi ne bakuwa emmotoka ne bagikimenkeera abo abaana abo bamisi simanyi tuwalizimu abo ennaku gye bayina ebibatu bye babasaba oli najja nakugaa nti Uganda ekula n'omubuuza mpaayo paaka emu gy'omanyi bweti ng'okugendayo oyita ku koolaasi paka wootuuka ku mulyango emu mu Uganda muno nga ne bwindi impenetrable nayo esolooza biliyoni ne biliyoni z'essente teyina luguudo oluli tamakti oluliko nti koolaasi bwindi impenetrable genda wano ejjinja ng'ogende Busooko ovuga kataka ani agenda okubeera mu ani agenda okubeera mu ani agenda okubeera mu